Hi angel babies, it's Vivi. I'm back with an apartment decor video. Let's get into it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I hope you like some change in topics and scenery. I live in a studio in Los Angeles, in downtown, and the square footage is 692 square feet, I believe. Has a lot of original details in the building as well as in the unit itself, including original double hung windows that are about probably 7-8 feet tall, and an amazing concrete floor. I'm from Orange County originally, California, and I moved to LA during kind of peak-ish lockdown in August of 2020. I've spent a lot of time in LA, so it wasn't new to be here, it was just new to live here. And that was an experience. It felt like a ghost town. But I am back and I'm in a different apartment. I just moved in the beginning of April, and I wanted to share my decor plans with you. So it's a little of what I've already done and a lot of what I want to do. So we're going to start with the foyer / entry. My cat is trying to tear up my couch. This is Anais. Anais. She'll probably be in and out of the video. As I was saying, the entry / foyer. My front door looks like this, and it's awesome and vintage and cool, except for there's a light in the hallway that never turns off. Cue Morrissey. And it drives me nuts. Like, I can't sleep. And we'll get to the bed situation later, but I found some curtains. I was inspired by this. This is an apartment tour on Apartment Therapy, and this person put curtains in front of their front door because they didn't want to look at their front door, which is not my issue because my front door is great. So I'd probably have the curtains open during the day, but at night it will save me and my sanity. The curtains I chose look like this. They're really beautiful. I did a black rod. I did antique brass rings. I bought pleat hooks for like $8 on Amazon, and I threaded them into the curtains myself. It was not easy because you're supposed to use toothpicks, and I only had like pronged toothpicks that were wide for like specifically heavier foods or hors d'oeuvres, but I did it. I haven't hung it yet because I don't own a drill, but once they're hung, you will see them. I will share them, and it will be glorious. So I'm really excited about that. They're like 108 inches long because the doorway, the frame, the transom window, which is the window over it, is really high. So gonna look really fabulous. Okay, moving on from that. Apart from it being really functional that I have these curtains, I think that it's also going to add a lot of like softness and layering, and it'll look a lot more designed and intentional, which I'm really looking forward to for the foyer. I'm also purchasing this leopard rug. It's very on sale, and I think I'm going to get it as a birthday present to myself. And I'm very ecstatic. You'll see a theme. I tend to like animal rugs. I don't know why. Maybe because we'll get into rugs later in the living room, and maybe because the other rugs I like are just too hard to get. Like, that's probably why. I also have a vintage plant stand. It looks like this. And I'd love to put a plant that looks like this on it, which is kind of a rubber tree plant. Or like this, which is a fern. I love ferns, but I'm not good at keeping them alive. I don't have a green thumb. Another element to my entryway that's actually in the hallway where you come in is that like a lot of people, even though I have an indoor hallway that's tiled, it's like vintage original tile to the building, they have doormats. And I don't like any doormats, but I finally found one that I do like. It looks like this. It's by Carhartt. And I love it because I love playing cards. And it's just like a pun. And I guess it's not even a pun. It's just a term in card playing. And I thought that was really cool. I also really like the design and the shape. I think it's really unique. Moving on to the bedroom. I have a canopy over my bed. I'm looking at it right now. I purchased it from Urban Outfitters a few years ago when I first moved to LA, and I absolutely love it. I use these like similar to command strips. They're like the square clear ones that have a little hook on them, and I put them on the ceiling where I want like a little bit wider and longer than the bed, because it's like it has the ties so that I can pull them like taut and like make it a little bit more grand. My bed is from Crate and Barrel. I love it, but it's big. So my bedroom is kind of in the foyer area. The front door is between my dresser and my beautiful vanity mirror that I inherited and my bed area. So I'm kind of going for what I call like monastery vibes and a slash medieval vibes, slash like a little bit bohemian, but I don't know. Modern monastery, make it sexy. Okay, so I also want to get maybe like a shelf, like a wall shelf for the side of my bed, because I don't have any room for bedside tables, which doesn't bother me, but it would be nice to put like a book and like a glass of water or a water bottle or something. Not that I promote people using water bottles, but we've already had like a glass breaking incident by the bed. So, you know, just trying to be safe and smart. So I'm thinking something like this, or maybe something like this that's kind of more vintage, because my bed area isn't super elaborate right now anyway, so it could kind of afford to have some sconce like scrolls, stuff like that. Don't mind my cat playing like crazy. Sorry, she wants me to play fetch with her. I'm going like black, white, cream, brown, bronze, and then like the curtains will be olive, but I think that'll go really well. Okay, next up is the kitchen. I just got a floor mat for in front of the sink. It looks like this. I'm really excited. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here. I will do like an updated little tour. If you want to see a tour of how it looked 2 weeks in, I will link the video in the card above. Is this way or this way? It's one of these ways. So kitchen-wise, I am going for European, vintage, colorful, like Italian, Spanish, maybe more Italian, but bistro-y. I really like all of these things here. It's hard to find inspo for exactly what I'm looking for, because I just have such a clear idea in my mind, and I feel like I either don't know the words to find the images I want, or it doesn't exist in like the perfect like combination in my head. I also need to get counter stools. I have a kitchen island and it will fit about 2 like stools, and I'm thinking something like this. Definitely something red. And it could be a little bit more modern than this. This looks kind of vintage, or like a mix of modern and vintage, because I want to add like a lot of vintage elements otherwise. But this would be a dream. This is perfect. Okay, for tableware, I want something like this. Or like what I showed you in my Pinterest. So something like this, you know, that I can add and layer color into. Speaking of that, I'm obsessed with this company called The Last Line, and they do a lot of jewelry, but they also do what they call party wear, and it's like tableware and linens and things. I'm obsessed with their bow collection. Like, look at that plate. And then it continues down here. These placemats and these napkins are like everything. I'm also really obsessed with some of their stemware. Like, look at these napkins. Is that not the cutest thing? Ugh. They're also $1 million, so we're not getting these. We're just drooling at them. Yeah, this stemware is so fun. These especially. Okay, so these ones are my favorites. I have some cool stemware. I'll insert a picture here. I got it at an estate sale in these sets for like, I think the set was like $15. It was amazing. So that's as close as I can get. And I love estate sales for that. You can get really cool stuff, and I really lucked out. It felt like they like meant a lot to the family too. And so the fact that I was so excited about it really like made them happy, and that made me happy. Let's move on to the living room. So I took a quiz that Christina Cleveland, she's on YouTube. She also has a website. I went to her website for this. I'll link it below. This is her YouTube channel. It's called Homeschool, and she has little like short videos about designing your home. It's really cool. In this really genius, I mean, it is genius, but it does only like encompass, just like any style quiz, certain styles. The reason I like this one more than just your run-of-the-mill style quiz is that it's very different, and I think more specific than the generic style quizzes that are out there. So the style results that I got were called Vintage Salon, and nothing could be truer. I was very excited and felt very seen and validated when I saw my results. It's really a mix of different styles with a lot of sophistication, color, a lot of juxtaposition, and I'm very, very drawn to this. I mean, there are a few things that I would change, but for the most part, this is like an incredible living space, and I'd love to inhabit something like that. And I think it's doable. It just takes time and curation, you know? Hi, this is Editing BB, and I just wanted to keep going with this scroll down of the Christina Cleveland style quiz results because they're just so good and thorough and beautiful. So I didn't have things that I said during this time period. So you're just going to get this photo of me and this screenshot of me scrolling through all this stuff. It's really cool, right? Like, this style is amazing. Yep, this is me filling up space because I don't have anything to say and I just want you to be looking at the screen. So enjoy. Thanks. It's almost done, I promise. So how are we liking the video so far? Are we vibing? Are we feeling it? Okay, I'm gonna get out of here in a second. You just watch, okay? Back to your regular scheduled programming. Okay, so what needs to be done in my living room? I need a guitar hook, which I have. I just need to put it up, maybe right in this area. I have a really cool rug, but it's not the best quality, and it's lived with me for a long time now. And I like to infuse more color in my living room, and right now it's a lot of neutrals. This is actually a duvet that I've thrown on the back of my couch. I want to shampoo my couch right now. And I also wanted more color. I love my couch, by the way. It's white and it's beautiful. And I don't think that's an issue. I think the rug is the issue. And once I get a cool rug that's the right color, I can take this off. And also once I clean my sofa. So the rugs that I'm lusting after are in the kind of the category of Chinese Art Deco. So they look like this and like this. and they're so beautiful, and I can see them fitting into my style perfectly and elevating it to the next level. I think I'm just gonna have to wait on those and hope that I find a steal on like a vintage sale in the future. I'd also love to get a couple of accent chairs. You can see some in my inspo here, like these. I'm a fan of like postmodern, 80s, 70s looks. I was thinking I was maybe going to get a leather chair. I'm a fan of chrome. I like these cool stripes. Sometimes I forget I can reupholster, and like there are some amazing YouTubers that remind me. I also saw a chair like this that I thought would be really cool. It's kind of more Victorian. The last sofa and love seat that I had were like a maroon, tufted, wood-lined 80s does Victorian, and I loved them and they were so comfortable, but I really wanted to add some more sophistication and kind of designer style, and like there were elements of the couches that weren't really as stylistic as I would like, you know. There were just some structural choices on those couches that made them seem more dated rather than timeless. I also want to do a really tall plant. My ceilings are 12 feet high. I'd love to do something like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. You know, something along those lines. Maybe I'll throw in another. You'll see. Okay, on to the office. I had a desk, kind of. I was using this console as a desk, and I really like it, but it's not a great desk. It's too narrow, and it was kind of something that I got on like Facebook Marketplace in a pinch. So my very gracious friend is gifting me his desk that he no longer needs, and it used to sit in the USC library. And that's, if you're not familiar, a private college here in Los Angeles, and both of my grandfathers went there, so it makes me feel very connected to my family and the past, and also, you know, the history of LA, which I really love too. So it used to be a standing desk. It looks like this. And my friend cut the legs shorter so that it could be a sitting desk. And I cannot wait. I've already cleared out the space in my place to pick it up from him, and I'm very excited to get it. Now, right now I'm using a chair that looks like this. Eventually, I'll get a chair. So maybe I'll pop up some ideas. I haven't really looked at a lot of desk chairs, but I'll pop up some ideas here. And lastly, we move on to the bathroom. So the bathroom ended up looking very jungle influenced, which I'm not mad at. But when I was originally brainstorming about the bathroom, I was thinking like very British, like London bathroom, or London subway. I don't know. I don't know where I get these themes and like if they exist or okay, I'm going to show you some inspo. So we see like this vintage. I mean, I couldn't make my bathroom look like this right now if I tried because I'm renting and it doesn't look anything like this. But maybe this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying London. This doesn't look like London to me, but I wonder where it's at. It's probably in like Italy or France. Maybe France. It's beautiful though. Okay, so this is very cute. Right now I have a tiger mat, but as you've noticed, my living room rug is a snake. My foyer rug is going to be like a faux leopard hide, and then to have a tiger in the bathroom, like it just feels like I'm obsessed with hunting or something. I don't know. Or like the jungle. I don't know. So this is a great alternative, and I love the look of it. It's very classic. And then the color scheme is very like red, black, cream, browns. I'm really into brown right now. My hamper's brown. It looks like this, and I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, so we'll see what happens in there. I mean, it's pretty decorated apart from, I'm working on a gallery wall, and I want it to be all like different mediums of like nudes. So this is old, so I'd probably update it, but this is kind of my Society 6 favorites. Nudity warning. Also, if you're on my channel, I share a lot of tarot, and a lot of my decks have nudity, so kind of always like nudity warning. But yeah, so these were some of the pieces that I liked. I have some other older stuff that I'd probably filter out nowadays, but it's from a few years ago. Those are my decor plans. Those are my decor inspirations. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really fun. It's probably going to take some time, but I'd love to know what you think, or if you have any ideas. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to thank you for being here. Thanks for being curious. Thanks for being my friend. My mom's coming. I gotta go.